All right, my stream is up. Welcome to the Teacher Danny streaming internet computers thing. All right, so I am in the Meta Horizon Creator Program. I create 3D experiences. I try to focus on educational stuff, but I'll make games and things too. There's a really big contest coming up that I want to participate in. Up to $1 million in prizes are being handed out. Well, not handed out, are being earned by people who make great games. So I'm going to be part of that. But before I do any of that, I need to learn this new way of creating. See, I'm used to using code blocks, which is, a visual, color-coded, kind of really organized, simpler way to do it. It's not simple, but it's simpler than this. Now I need to know Typescript, which is kind of like JavaScript, except that there's types. All the variables have types, which prevents errors or something. Anyway, I'm learning Typescript, right? And here is the kind of code, and this is really simple. All this green code, that's not even code. These are just notes that the creators put in to help us understand this, because what I did is I went into this tutorial. And let me show you what this world looks like. This is what I'm going for. I'm going for a custom UI. So if I'm in the world, this is what it'll look like. Here's station 1. Well, you already see in the bottom left-hand corner, let me see. You see right here where it says Teacher Danny. It knows my name and it's doing a countdown. That's just kind of an automatic thing that happened in this world. It's an example of how custom UIs can be made. So custom UIs have like two main functions. One, they can be on the wall that you walk up to and you hit a button and it kind of focuses on it, and a lot of them will have choices and buttons to hit, but basically there's the wall one. And then there's the one on your screen. So you see that again, that blue square in the bottom left corner, I know it's a rectangle, that's counting down. That's like, you would call it HUD, heads up display. So that's what you see. Like, and that's in a lot of video games and a lot of things where there's always something as part of your heads up display. I mean, even there's heads up display even before you use it. Because look, see up here, the escape button and the tab, those are going to stay wherever I go. Wherever my characters go, it's kind of like that's my heads-up display. All right, so let's go look at Station 1. Station 1 is just basically a sign with text. They're showing off their different fonts that you can use, but basically it's a sign for text. Now before we start looking at the scripts, let's see, how do I back out of this? E. Okay, before we start looking at the scripts, let's just go to the different versions, right? So this one's a image. Same thing, instead of text, you focus in on an image. And this is cool because a big reason for this is because they want us to be using more mobile and probably desktop as well. Here is a combination of the picture and the text, right? Now, here's what I really want to do. This one is cool. You look at it, and it has two buttons. And I tested this on mobile, and it works great. It works great on mobile. Those buttons will just kind of pop up, and you just touch it, and they're, it's very smart. It knows which button you're trying to hit. Okay. Now, this is the one I want to replicate. If I could make this. These are 3 different buttons, and they are all attached to a function. So if I could make a custom UI, and then these buttons could make something happen or trigger an action, here the action it's triggering is changing the color of this orb. Down here, this orb here. So if I turn it off, its base color is blue. And see, it even has options when it's showing hovered. Like a button highlights when you scroll over it with a cursor. This is, showing you hovered. It doesn't normally say hovered, but it could. But it changes color when I hover over the different buttons. So if I click red, see, this is the red one. I'm going to click it. while it's hovered. Turns the orb red. Click here. Guess what this is going to do? You're right. Turned it purple. Just kidding. It's green. Gotcha. All right. So that's what I want to get to. If I could start making something like that, that would be excellent. You know, up here is basically more of the same, but in just, you know, more complicated ways. See, they put borders on this ones. They have flex columns. They just a little more complicated, but I want to stick with, we're not going to go through all the stations right now. Let's go just to station 1. Okay, which again was this one. Now, let's look at the code for this, all right? The code for this, come up here to scraps, and the code for this one is station 1, custom UI fonts. Now, let's look at this. Okay. Okay, again, all this like dark green, that's not actual code. We can do without all of that, but this was put in as notes to help people understand. You know, sometimes they put this stuff in code so that way whoever comes later to adjust the code can understand what was going on. But for this, this whole thing is all part of a tutorial. There's part of a 10-station tutorial, which, you know what, maybe I'll just do the tutorial here, but is that what I did the other day? No, I did a different tutorial. I did Introduction to the Desktop Editor tutorial. All right, let's get this code back up. Let's just study this code because it is so interesting. Sorry, you know, but as a teacher, I know that the more engaging something is, the easier it's going to be to learn. And this is just letters and symbols. And I got to shove this in my brain. All right, positive attitude. I can learn. I know I can. All right, custom UI fonts. Let's see, station 1. This station demonstrates how you can define text objects and apply different fonts and styling to them. Great. Now we import. These are the things it needs to import. It imports that UI component, okay? So I guess that's something we always need for using a UI. Then we should the view and the text. And those are all being imported from the Horizon user interface. Okay. Now the following is a class declaration which defines the display fonts class. Man, class. Okay, here's what I do. I learn. Now I want to ask somebody, what is a class? But I don't know. So let me ask Larry Page. That's one of the guys who made Google. Or Sergey, whoever. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to ask the AI in regards to Typescript, what is a class? Let's see what it says. It's probably going to give me kind of a general answer. Maybe I can start honing in on what it means. And this way I'll understand, because class keeps coming up over and over and over again. I get that class is like a thing. I didn't even mean it yeah, that was a terrible explanation. Okay, in TypeScript, a class is a blueprint for creating objects that encapsulate data and behavior. It's a fundamental concept of object-oriented programming that allows you to structure your code in a more organized and reusable way. Here's a breakdown of what it means. All right. So in regards to being a blueprint for objects, a class defines the properties and methods that objects created from that class will have. Okay, so a class is the blueprint of something, and every time we use that class somewhere, we're creating a component of some sort. Okay? So, think of it as a template. Oh, okay, that's great. I should have finished the sentence. A class defines the properties and methods that objects created from that class will have. Think of it as a template. Great. Encapsulation. Classes allow you to bundle related data and functions together, keeping them within a single unit. This helps to manage This helps to manage complexity and prevent unintended modifications. Okay, I'm already lost. Classes allow you to bundle related data and functions together, keeping them in a single unit. Okay, that sounds smart. Object-oriented program. Classes are a core feature of object-oriented programming. So TypeScript is an object-oriented program. There's also like function-oriented programs, but we're doing object. Okay. Classes are a core feature of object-oriented programming, which emphasizes the use of objects to model real-world entities and their interactions. Okay, TypeScript enhancements. There's type annotations, access modifiers. TypeScript provides keywords like public, private, and protected to control the visibility and accessibility of class members. Interfaces and inheritance. TypeScript classes work very well with interfaces. Okay, great. That's what we want. We want to make custom user interfaces. And also support inheritance, which allows you to create new classes based on existing ones. Okay. In essence, a TypeScript class provides a structured way to define and create objects, promoting code organization, reusability, and type safety. Okay, so its purpose, reusability, was what makes it it's organized, but its purpose is a structured way to define and create objects. So it creates objects, and it kind of does so with a template. Okay, so classes are templates that make objects. I'm sure I oversimplified that. All right, so the class display fonts extends UI component. All right, I see UI component is also one of the things that we imported. So let's read this note that they wrote here. The following is a class declaration, which defines the display fonts class. Okay, this is a class declaration. This class extends the abstract UI component class, which is used for handling custom UIs. This name must be unique among the scripts of your world. Similar declarations can be made to extend the more general component module in other scripts. Okay, I believe you. So here's a class, and the class starts with this whole class display font extends UI component starts with this yellow, what is it called? Curly bracket, and ends down here. Okay, so everything in here is part of this class. All right. So first things first, when we get to the class, panel height and panel width. Oh, you know what? I am getting a call real quick, and it is vital. Hold on one second. All right. Hold on one second. I got you on the stream, and I'm gonna silence the stream just for a second because I don't know what you're gonna say. Yeah. So I don't know what you want to talk about, but okay. Stream, hang on for just a moment. Let me. Okay, I mean it's gonna be like an hour or so, but yeah, I'm working on UI components. So if you want to see what I'm doing, get on Teacher Danny VR. But whatever, I'll call you in about an hour. Thanks, bye. All right. I normally wouldn't take a call in the middle of my stream, but that is somebody I am working on UI components with. I'm trying to figure that out, and I'm working with friends. Let's check out the stream just to make sure everything is going. Look, I'm pulling up my YouTubes. Here's my YouTubes. Is my stream going well? Let's see. Probably got a million viewers right now. Okay, one watching, and that's probably me. All right, here everything is going. Look, I'm pulling up my YouTubes. Here's my YouTubes. Is my stream going? Can I be louder? Is that what? Let's see. Probably got a million. Oh, that's loud enough. Million viewers right now. Okay, good to go. I'll keep that on standby just in case. All right. So let's get back to the code. This is the code. So, okay, we already figured out what a class is. Oop. Beep, beep, beep. Oh, like this whole code is basically just one class. This whole code is basically just that class. So this whole code is the import, the class, And then the UI component register, which I think that's kind of like exporting. Like it like lets other, okay, I'm not going to, yeah, I'm not going to try and define that because I don't know, and I don't want to talk about things I don't know. All right, so panel height and panel width, that's kind of obvious. Those are the measurements of the UI panel. Now I see here the default value is 500 by 500. Let's see what a 300 by 300 looks like. So yeah, if it was 500 by 500, that'd be fine. It's not like so much more gigantic, but 300 by 300 is a nice healthy amount of space. Oh yeah, I will be doing Population 1 stream again, probably in the evening. I do Pop 1 in the evenings. You know, this is my main thing. This is what I really want to be doing is educating and building in the metaverse and promoting safe and healthy habits. A big reason I do the video games for the streaming is, one, because it's like so much fun. And I'm like, I don't want to just sit there and play video games. But if I do, I want it to be productive. So by playing Population 1 and promoting it, it's like I get to promote some of the stuff that I bring attention to the metaverse and get people to give the MetaQuest a try, and hopefully I'm more likely to give it a try. And then from there, you know, people can get in the metaverse, and then hopefully they'll know, oh, Teacher Danny's the guy who kind of introduced me to it. And, you know, they'll see I'm always talking about like being healthy, being safe. Don't wear this thing all day. Don't, you know, let's not get addicted like we did with so many other amazing technologies. All righty then. So let's get to the code. All right. So we got the panel height. These values must be literals. Literally. Similar to the start method used in other scripts, the initialize UI method is used for initializing. It's going to buzz. There you go. Similar to the start method used in other scripts, the initialize UI method is used for initializing a new custom UI object. Okay. So it seems like initialize UI initializes a new custom UI object. Initialize UI. It must return a view object. A view object is composed of a set of child objects. Okay. Which can be text elements, image elements, or other views. Okay, I still don't exactly get what a view is, but a return object view. Okay, return view. I know that the word return means like, what is the answer of this? Compute this, you know, function or variable. Complete whatever it says. Okay, so return view and view. Okay, it says each view is composed of child objects, so it looks like children here. That's where you put the child objects. It starts with this purple bracket, and where's the child here? When you see these brackets, there's different symbols, but when you see just brackets that are, you know, the sharp, not the curly ones, you know, they kind of look like the edge of a box or something, you know. Those are lists. When something's in there, it's a list, and they're usually, separated by commas. So here's the list. And again, the code is ignoring everything in this green. So even though you're like, well, what about this? How does it account for this? It treats it like it's not even there. So from this comma to this piece of text, it's basically the next line of code as far as the computer is concerned. All right. So the text object starts off with text custom UI fonts. When something is in parentheses like that, that usually means that's literally what's going to be written. That's a string, which means basically words. Okay. So let's see. That's where it says text custom UI fonts. Let me look up here. Now see, if I walk up to this, it says custom UI fonts up here at the top. So I'm just trying to make these connections. I'm like, where in all this tech, all this code is, you know, like this coming from, okay? All right, so I know now that if I do all of this and I change Let's change that. Let's change this one thing, and then we will have changed something. We'll have changed something. Teacher Danny is cool. I mean, that's just what I heard. This is what they've been saying. Okay, so I'm going to save that. And let me play this. Oh. All right, let me preview it from here. Okay, I did not change anything. Sorry, I hope I didn't yell in there. So you got to understand when you're trying to do something in programming and it comes together. I hate to admit how surprising it can be sometimes because you're like, didn't expect it to work, or you're just like guessing and experimenting a lot. So I'm trying to get that guesswork down to a minimum by just touching one piece of the code at a time. Okay, so text. So all these things, so basically these are all just text. So if you want to write text, so if I wanted to learn how to make UIs, I could use all of this as kind of like its own template. And then I know that whatever I want to write, I would just write it like this. So if I want to write a sentence or something, I would write text, parentheses, curly bracket, text, Anton, comma, style, basically you get it all. So all I would be changing would be this text. Okay. First font. Okay. Now it says font family Anton. I don't think, and I know that I said that if it's in quotations that it's an exact word, but I don't think so. I think that's just telling us what font it looks like. So first font, I'm going to change the bangers one to second. See, I think they just match the text with what type of font it is. Third. All right. And so those should maintain the same styles but have these new words. Okay, I'm going to save it. I'm going to go here. I'm going to restart. Okay, entered build mode, but now time to go back to regular old mode. All right, let's give it a couple seconds, and there we go. All right, so it kept the fonts. Great. We know how to make a custom UI now that has text on it. If you want to make a custom UI that's just text, that's, up against a wall. So like maybe you have a world with instructions on it. And then, if someone's playing in mobile, they can come up to where the instructions are. They tap that focus button or the E button like it is on the computer. And then you get like a perfect view of it. And you're kind of locked into that interface, even though you're not doing anything except reading. All right, style, background color, black. Ooh, let's change this. Let's look at it again. Okay, what was it? It's black, right? Okay, it's black with white writing. Now let's background color. I wonder what happens if I just type in green. I mean, it probably just knows a lot of colors. Okay, save. I wonder if I just keep it like this, will it adjust? Oh, okay, so I didn't even have to stop and restart. It just caught up. Okay, so it does know green. I wonder. Let's see what other colors it knows. Okay, I'm gonna look up how to spell fuchsia real quick. I'm not sure what fuchsia color. Fuchsia. I was close. Fuchsia. 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 Let's see if okay, no errors. I don't know if that matters. Let's give it a second. I feel like it's like a red or burgundy or kind of dark. I can't remember what color fuchsia is. It's a super bright pink. Cool. All right, we're doing that. You know what? Let's see what else we can do with the. Can we affect the the color of the text. Probably not going to mess with it right now. All right, so I have this template. If I ever want to make text, that's just real simple. All right, great. Oh man, this is what's nice about the live stream. If I was by myself studying, first of all, I wouldn't be speaking out loud. And even though nobody's watching, I get to pretend. And this is like a normal situation where I could just sit here. And I know, sometimes people are watching. And I just keep going. Because maybe if nobody was watching, I'd be like, oh, and say some swear word and okay, I'll go sit down. I'll just play on my phone for 5 minutes. I'll just play one little mini game or something, or I'll eat a snack. And before you know it, I've eaten 2 meals and I'm playing Overwatch, getting cussed out by a kid from Germany. All right, so let's stay on task. Image from asset. Okay, cool. So if we want somebody to be able to walk up to an image, so you make an image somewhere else. You don't make the image in Meta Horizon Worlds. You make the image somewhere else. And you could bring it into Meta Horizon Worlds, which is a totally different tutorial, but also very easy, very simple. If you just want to bring in pictures, it's a very great way to do it. Okay, so this is Station 2. Let's go to Station 2's code. All right, this is going to pop up. So see up here, I got these 2 tabs. So there's Station 5 that I was using earlier. Let me just get rid of that. Station 2, image from assets. All right. So now let's look at the import. Last time it imported 3 things, like view and some. You know what? It's actually not a bad idea. Let's go ahead and pull up this one as well. Let's see if it'll put them next to each other. Are you freezing? Are you freezing my little computer? No. I just had to get out of build mode. Okay. And I also have to hit the button. Okay. So Station 1, we imported the the UI component, the view, and the text. Great. From this one, all we're importing is prop types. And we're oh, okay, look. There's those same things. Importing UI component, view, text. Now, this one actually has more from Horizon UI. Now, look at the import on this one. From Horizon UI, it called these 3. UI component, view, text. Here from Horizon UI, it also pulls those 3, plus image style, image, and image source. And it's a whole nother import because we're also prop types from Horizon/core. Okay, I think that's something to do with API. I probably shouldn't even have said that. I really don't know. I'm learning this stuff, and I'm just trying to figure out how to get the game, how to get this to function in a way that I want it to. If I can just get this UI down, I'll be able to do a lot. All right, this import is pulling in the load image to function. Load image to function. What is that? From the Typescript file. Station all custom UI library. This library file allows you to create single definitions of functions and types and then to import them into other scripts so that you can use them consistently throughout your project. I will never say those sentences again. Okay, import. Load image 2 from station all custom UI library. All right. This import pulls in. Okay, so the next one is going to pull in the UI texture properties type declaration from the library file. Note that its structure is slightly different. Okay, and what's different about its structure? That it has the word type in here. Okay, this next one, the base image to style. This import pulls in the declaration for the base image style from the library file. Man, my brain is hurting. All right, import base image to style from station all. Okay, here we go. Class. We've heard of a class. What's a class? It is a template that makes objects, right? We know that. That's cute. That's cute. You gotta think I'm cute. All right. Class simple. Okay, so here's the object. Simple image 2. It extends UI component, UI texture props. Okay, let's go back to the class from station 1. The first one that was just, okay, class display fonts extends UI component. Class simple image extends UI component, and then has this within these, I think they're called carrots? No. What are the sideways? I know that's like equal, like less than or greater than. Let's look that up real quick. Just, so that way when someone's talking, they'll say like, oh, the less than sign or the open than sign. You can say, let's ask Gemini. You can, you can sound smart and be like, I know what that is. All right. There are 2 symbols on keyboards that look like the less than and greater than symbols. What are those called? Just a sec. I mean, you might not think this is important, but it's nice. It gets, okay, we're referring to those on a keyboard. It's important to be precise, and here's a breakdown. Are they really just called the greater than and less than sign? They're not called like edge angles or something? It's important to know that. Okay, they're the less than and greater than sign. Voila. All right, so you did sound smart every time you called it that. All right. Class simple image extends UI component. Again, the panel height, panel width, it's a little smaller. The last one was 300 by 300. Remember, default, it said, was 500 by 500. Okay, next, declaration, static props definition of a texture asset, type props asset. Okay, this declaration defines the property texture asset, to be of the type prop types asset. Prop types is a reference to the properties that are surfaced in the property manual of the current object. In this case, that object is the custom UI gizmo instance. Normally don't do this, but I'm going to go ahead and read it one more time. Because all right. This declaration, the texture asset prop types asset. Okay. This declaration defines a property texture asset to be of the type prop types asset. That's its type. Prop types asset is the type of this as a property that is declared, property of the texture asset that is declared. All right. Prop types is a reference to the properties that are surfaced in the property panel of the current object. In this case, the object is the custom UI gizmo. Okay. So prop types. Let's go ahead and this is the custom, this little symbol here, this is the custom UI gizmo. I've clicked on it. See, station 2, custom UI. That's the gizmo. That's the piece that, you made the sign out of, right? So that orange thing looks like this in regular mode, but in edit mode or build mode, it just looks like this. Okay, so I click on it, so it's the one selected. I'm selecting the custom UI gizmo. And now, look at all these properties I have here on the right. See, if I click off of it, oh, it's still showing me those properties, but, Anyway, see, if I click something else, it's the properties of that thing that I'm clicking. But that's not what I want to do. I want to Station 2 custom UI, that's the one I want to be on. And these are its properties. And the code is saying something in regards to the properties, all right? This custom UI panel definition is pretty simple, you think? Text, a simple text element, great. Load image 2, a call to the load image 2 function with 2 parameters. Parameters are like what go along with the function, okay? What input needs to be with the function. So if you have a function that, tells someone's, age in dog years, you might, the 2 parameters you might need are like name and age. And then the computer does the, okay, that's a very simple example. Okay. which have been previously defined. A call to load image to function with 2 parameters, which have been previously defined. Style. Some style information to apply to the entire panel. Great. So initialize UI. Okay, this is a function. It returns a view. And the view has children, and those children are the text, the load image, and the style. Text, load image, and style. Okay, just like it said here. After the declaration, register the declared class with the abstract UI component class. So UI component.register simple image 2. Okay, so where's it getting this image from? You know, like I know that when you're, doing JavaScript and you're just putting in a picture, there's different ways to do it. You can have it saved on your computer and give it the file address, or usually it's a link to something on the internet. So where is the picture here? Text, image from asset, load image. This type of text says base image style. Is that the picture? But I don't. Import base. I don't see import. Okay, there's these imports. I do not know. Because what I was hoping is maybe I could put in a different picture in there. Image from asset bin to style. I don't know how it's choosing which picture to use. Okay, let's try it again. It's importing prop types. Okay, this asset can be created outside of Horizon Worlds and uploaded as a texture object. Okay, this image is pulling in the load image to function from the Typescript file. This library file allows you to create single definitions of functions and types and then to import them into other scripts so that we use them consistently throughout the project. Okay, this UI texture props pulls in the texture properties. Base image to style pulls in the style. Okay. All right, this is pulling in the loaded function. Okay, importing this brings in the function. Importing this brings in the texture. And then importing this brings in some style. Simple image 2 extends the UI component. All right, with a panel width of 200 by 200. Okay, this declaration defines property texture asset. Asset is the name of the property in the panel. This reference creates a drop-down in the properties panel. This custom UI panel definition is pretty simple. A simple text element, a call to the load image to function with 2 parameters, which have been previously defined. Load image 2, station all custom UI library. Okay, I do not get it. Load image, I would have thought it would have been somewhere here. This.props.texture asset, text. Okay, well, let's see what we can change on here. Let's see what we can do. Let's start with there. Start with some small victories. Okay, image from asset is the text there. Let's change that text. I know that's all we've done so far is change text. Image from asset. Okay. Learning about images in Typescript. Okay, it's a lot bigger than what it said before, but it's all right. It's all right. All right, learning about images. Okay, and it automatically goes over to the next line. I'm just curious. Hey, let's test it out. Let's see what happens when you write. Write something big. I'm going to write a long sentence to test out the wrap or the monstrosity right here. Now I see as it pushed down, it took up some of the image space because, again, we made this 200 by 200. Oh, did it just stop my stream? Now? In the evening. I do pop one in the evenings. To write a long
Let me
sentence.
see if my stream is still going.
Out the wrap around
The monstrosity right here.
Now I see as it pushed down, it took up some of the
Sorry
image
if
space
it's
because again, we made this 200 by 200. Oh, did it just stop my stream?
Okay, it's still streaming
Now?
good.
It did this thing.
In the
OBS does
evening.
this
I do
thing where
pop
it
one
says it
in the
connects and then
evenings.
disconnects.
Okay, good. Not worried about it anymore.
All right. Sorry if that was weird. All right. So here's what we're going to do. The text pushed the image all the way down. So that's something to consider when you're making this stuff. Let's change the size of these texts. Remember, it was panel height was 200. So let's make that 400. I'm saving it, going back. And as I remember, it just kind of updates itself. And there we go. We just doubled the size of it. And now it fits. See, I'm glad we were testing that out. Now I wonder what happens if we make it really, really big. Okay. Or you know what? Let's make it wider first and see how. Let's see. Let's do 250. Oop, not 25,000. Okay, saving it. See if we make it wider. If that, I'm guessing that the text is going to be wider, and not just stay confined. Yeah. So the text. So that's pretty cool. That it does that, and the image keeps its size. Okay. I'm not sure how we got that image in there. People are probably watching this, but like, you don't know how that image. Like, didn't you see the thing where it brought in the image? I did not. I think it has something to do with here. Load image, but that's the texture asset? I don't know. All right, well, we're still going to move on. We're going to move on over here to where it's text and a picture. And that other one was text and a picture as well, but I guess these are side by side. Oh, just bumped my nose against something. These are side by side. So let's see what the code looks like for that one. We're on station 2. Remember, we had station 1, station 2. Now let's go to station 3. Tree. Like, you know, like a tall wooden thing with the leaves. Just kidding. Okay, computer, stop it for a second. Let's give the computer a little breaky wake. A wakey wakey. And hopefully that'll be enough. All right. Now, are you working? Huh. Might have to stop altogether. Is VS Code coming up? Okay, that's coming up. Oh, that's right. Because it's not working because I'm in build mode. I need to tap E to back out of this. Okay, now these things will work. Oh, Daniel. Okay, scrolling UI. Oh, hold on. Scrolling UI. Let me get back in here. So this isn't just text, it looks like. So when I put the mouse on it, okay, so if you're playing in desktop mode, you can slide it up. Okay, I need to come in here on mobile and try this. I have a feeling that in mobile it's probably really simple. If if you're running around a mobile and you see this, you'll see it. And then when you tap the finger there next to the letter E, see on this computer it's the letter E. In mobile it'll just be that hand pointing. It so I hit the hand pointing. Now I'm hitting like left, right, up, down. It's not moving because they are focused on this user interface. Okay, so that's another thing with these user interfaces is a lot of them make you focus. And then when you focus, you could probably just touch it when you're mobile and just slide it up. I mean, I have a huge phone. It's like all right. So let's see how they did that. They did it sliding text. That's pretty cool. Okay. Yeah, maybe if you have limited space or something. All right, did I already pull up the script? Scrap 3? Nope. Let me get that script. Oh, again, back out, then go get the script. Scrolling UI. Okay, station dose. This station introduces the scroll view object, which is a scrollable version of the view object. Scroll view extends view with the following properties. Content container style, a view style object that defines the scroll view container styling properties. Horizontal. When true, children of the scroll view object are arranged horizontally. Okay, horizontally is side by side. You know, the vertical is up and down, and horizontal is side by side. Scroll bars are automatically inserted in the perimeter of the container based on the horizontal property value. Okay, so the scroll bars are automatic. Scrolling is limited to the height or width property set on content container style. Otherwise, scroll view behaves very similarly to the view object. All right, so what's our imports? Just prop types from Horizon Core, like we did in 2. See? Prop types from Horizon Core. But the UI from Horizon UI were only... Okay, I thought that asterisk means everything, but import entire UI API module under the name UI. Okay. So we're importing a lot. The following import is a different kind of import from the above. Okay? How is it different? Not that I even know what the above one is. This import is pulling in the load image to function from the Typescript file station all custom UI library. This file library allows you to create single definitions of functions and types and then to import them into other scripts so that you use them consistently throughout your project. All right. The following import is a different kind of import. It is pulling the image function from the Typescript file. Okay. Station all custom UI library. So there's a Typescript file. This library is a Typescript file, and it's pulling in the load image to function from that library file. Okay. This library file allows you to create single definitions of functions and type, and then to import them into other scripts so that you can use them consistently throughout your project. Import load image to from station all custom UI library. This import pulls in the UI texture properties. Text declaration from the library file. Note that its structure is slightly different. Import type UI texture props. UI texture props. This import pulls in the declaration. Okay, import base image to style from station all custom UI library. So they're all from the station all custom UI library, and the things we're importing are the load image, the type UI texture props, and base image to style. Okay. Okay, the base image to style. All right. I don't know why the number 2 is in here all the time. Like a lot of times there's things in code that I'm sure they make sense on some level, but you just have to like know what they mean for them to work. All right. Now this const right here is a variable that can't change. So, const, this defines the scroll view object called myScrollView, referenced in the top level view definition in the initialize UI method. See below. Okay, so the const scroll view is UI.scrollView with these variables in it, an object that has children, and the children has a list of its children, must be. Oh, and here is the text that is actually going into the scroll view thing. So this is a line of text about lorem ipsum. All right. So this is the text. Let's change something here, okay? Okay. This is the bottom of the scroll Was that what you were looking for? Okay, I saved it. I'm going back here. Let's see how long it takes to update. Okay, I'm gonna zoom into it, and let's go down to the bottom. And there's what I just wrote. This is the bottom of the scroll. Was that what you were looking for? Great. And you see there's spaces. You have to like know a little bit about styling to put these spaces in between the phrases. I mean, I know that one. That one's pretty easy. Oh, this one uses a different thing than I'm used to. I'm used to using less than symbol, the words, the letters BR, and then the greater than symbol. So BR within the less than, greater than symbols, and that stands for break. And break means like go to the next line, but this uses /n twice. So whatever that is, I don't know. It probably is is like a line. So here, look, if after the word content, let's see, what's this look like? This is a line of content. Oh, hold on. This is a line of content. Okay, let's go in here after the word content. And let's just put /n like those other ones. Oh, it's backslash. All right, now I'm going to save it and see if the word about is on the next line after content. So see up here. Oh, it already was. Okay, let me adjust it a little bit better. Make a little bit more sense. Okay. Okay, we'll just do the first word. This is a line, and we know that's all on the same line, but what if we do it like this? I bet you it'll work. There we go. So I'm focused on it. See, this is a line of content about lorem ipsum. So that's it. The N is clearly start on the next line. That's what N means. All right, we figured out another thing. I know we're figuring out like the simplest things, and they're all like just related to text, but I mean, we're learning. We're getting there. Okay. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick water break. How long have I been on? Almost an hour. It's a good time to take a little break. And then we'll do like another hour, and then I'll finish up. Okay. Let me do this timer. Do a 2-minute timer. I'll be right back. Gotta go to the East Wing. You know what? It was in the West Wing. Let me go in the West Wing of my mansion here. right on time. Okay, let that 10 seconds wear out just in case anybody, all my millions of viewers, we're going to use that time to take a break as well. All right. All right. Let's go back to the code. All right, so where are we at? Okay, we saw how to mess with this. Let's see if we can mess with what side the picture's on. Let's see if we can move the text underneath the picture to the right side of the picture. See how it figured that out. All right. Okay, here's the size. You know that much, right? The content container style. Height 1200. Align items flex start. There's different ways that the items, sometimes like you shrink your computer screen and two pictures that were next to each other, now they're ones on top of each other because they'll like rearrange because they have like flexible things, but sometimes they don't. And whatever's on the right side will be off the screen and you don't see it anymore unless you scroll or slide over to it or increase the size of your screen. And that's depending on, stuff like this. Okay, horizontal false. I guess that's part of the info. Now the class. Here we go. Here's our class. So it seems like each script has like one class in each. I'm guessing scripts usually probably have more than one class in them, like if they're bigger scripts. But all right. There we go. Class. Okay. The same information it said last time, that the declaration defines the property texture asset to be of the type prop text asset. Asset is the name of the property in the panel. This reference creates a drop down in the properties panel where designers are permitted to select an asset to use with this custom UI Gizmo instance. Okay, we should really figure out what that means. Sorry if I'm crunching in here. Okay. So I clicked on it. Oh, look how big it actually can be. See when I click on that. All right. So we have that. Here's all the properties. What was it saying in the note about these properties? I'm going to move this over to the side a little bit. Can I shrink this at all? There we go. Just so that way. I could just click right here. Boom, and I'm on that. Okay. All right. Let's look at the code for that. All right. Initialize. Return the UI view. The user interface view. Its children is text. Okay. The text is Lord Lorem Ipsum. Okay, we see that blue text up here. That's the Lord Lorem Ipsum. Okay, the style. Yeah, we saw it's blue. Yeah, 28 is the size of the font. Font weight bold. Okay. Now it's children. So UI view, children, my scroll view. All right, this return is returning everything up until here. So where it's saying return, it's It's returning everything up in here, right? Where's the bottom part of that? Yeah, right here. Okay. All right, so this is the title font up here, the blue font right there. It's the blue font right there. This, Lorem's Pick. Where does it say Lorem's Pick? Okay, Lorem's Pick, that's like over here on the right side. It's kind of like the title above the image. Okay. Okay. So up here was the title. Over here was the thing above the image. Then, and see, remember before we had the flex direction was something like flex start. When we squeezed it together, you know, the words would fill up a certain amount of space. Here, it's using something different than that one. Flex direction, it's using column. Are those the same? Flex direction? Am I getting that right? Where is the... Oh my gosh, it's like so much in my brain. Trying to... All right. I don't know. All right. Okay, these are just styling things. Okay, great. I don't know where those words are coming from, though. Because look, there's all these words here. This is a line of content about Lorem. Oh, those are at the beginning, weren't they? Okay. Yeah, this is the text. Okay, this is a line. This one, too. This is a line of content about Lorem Ipsum. Yeah. Okay. So the text in the regular paragraph there comes up under... It's part of this. My scroll view. Okay? So that's what's going to... defines its own size and everything. And how are we connecting this? How is my scroll view also part of this? Okay, if I highlight this, it's going to show me all the other instances of the same thing. See, it's highlighted. You know what? I'll just push Control F and it'll like tell me exactly where. Okay, there's only 3 instances. This one that I found, this one in the notes, and let's find the third time it's being used. Down here, my scroll view. Okay, it seems like all these things get made up here as it goes, right? So my scroll view is all this text right here, right? It's this line. It's all this text on the left side that scrolls. Okay, scrolling text. All this stuff on the left side is the text right here. All this stuff on line 45. Okay, and it's called my scroll view. Then there's the Station 3 scrolling UI. Oh, that's the class. So that's what actually puts everything together. And when it puts it together, it starts off with return UI view and has its children. I guess. Okay, so it starts off with return UI view, and this one doesn't say return, but is it still returning? Yes. Okay. Lord, so this is the top title words. Let's call it that. Top title words. All right, the top title words. And what is it? The style is Anton. I'm out of sesame sticks. Thank you, sis, for buying those for me. Or buying them for yourself and then giving them to me. All right. Farmer's market, man. Oof. It's like, why do we shop anywhere else? Money. All right. And they don't sell SpaghettiOs, you know, at the farmer's market. Align content, text, top title words. All right, so it seems like it's the UIV is calling on the text, on another view, and on the load image. Does that make sense? Where's this guy? Okay, text is all that. UI view is these things, children. And the children are what? My scroll view is one of them. The next one is all this is the next child with children in it. And then the third one, oh, man. I don't know. It's not coming together for me. All right. Well, okay. So let's see what we can change. Let's see if we can. Old image show. I'm gonna check the comments. Okay. Nobody's writing anything. It's fine. Okay, I'm kind of stuck here. Man, if there was a class or something, I swear I'd take it. I mean, there's tutorials, and then you know what? Let's just check out the tutorial real quick. Okay, got to be honest. I kind of struggled following this tutorial. Okay. All right, so the tutorials. I got these things in my. What's it called? My bookmarks. See how this panel just popped open? And before, the only way you could get into it was click on this. And it, oh, no, that's not even it. Oh, is it that button? Yeah, there you go. And that's how you would bring that out. But if you make the screen big enough, because it has like some kind of flex, you know, stuff on there, like how before we were looking at the words and how they wrap around. This is something to do with how it flexes. All right. So here, this is the intro to desktop. That is not what I'm going for. I'm going for the custom UI examples tutorial. So let's look at it. Let's look at it from the beginning. Let's see if we can get to station 3 and then go. Okay. In this example world, we'll explore the core capabilities of custom UIs, which enable you to build custom 2D interfaces in your world. Example worlds are intended to provide simple, clear, and well-documented examples of platform features. Also included is relevant information about TypeScript and coding in general. Facts. Feedback is welcome. Okay. Let's just look at it as best we can and see if we got feedback. This doc is intended to be a companion to the example world listed below. For platform documentation on custom UI, see custom UI. Okay, we already got it. Before you begin, enable artist start. Did that. Overview. Okay, what we learned. Okay. Performance considerations. My local client server. I don't even know what threads are, so we're not going to mess with threads. A custom interface is composed of the custom UI gizmo, a script, and any related assets, such as referenced objects, textures, audio, okay? So, like for that one where we changed the color of the orb, that would be one of the related assets. All right. There have been, okay, this is like, Let's go to station 1. All right. We remember this. We're looking at this. It's visible. Is it true? Script. The script that defines the custom UI elements must be attached. Okay, it is attached. So if we go, see, they're talking about station 1, which was right here. Station 1. Remember we changed the color to fuchsia. It was black. We changed it to fuchsia. I mean, terrible color for this sign. I mean, I'm sure the color is its places, but all right. So this is 1. Let's go to the script on 1. Station 1 script. Okay. And maybe we'll go ahead and put this next to each other so we can see. All right. Maybe just a little bit more. All right. So the custom UI fonts. This is what it looks like, you know. See, we're already there, but we adjusted it a little bit. All right. Great. So what do you want us to do at station 1? Station 1 custom UI gizmo. Okay, so let's check out the UI gizmo and check its visibility and check the script. Okay, in this case, the script name is Station 1 Custom UI Fonts. We already have that open. Okay, let's just peek at it real quick just so everybody knows what we're talking about when we say, you know. Okay, so when I zoom out, see that instead of being fuchsia, it goes back to that gizmo. So let me click the UI gizmo. And when I do, this property panels on the right appears and is representing all the properties of this. And if we go all the way to the bottom of properties, click on the item, look at properties, go to the bottom, and there's the script. It's kind of like barely visible there, but it's down here. Let me see if is that showing up on the channel? Don't know. Oh, no, because I'm in the way. Right here, let's move me out of the way. Move me out of the way. Go away. All right, see down here? That's where we put in the script. Okay. And we just click on it. It gives us a whole list of scripts to choose from. We can choose one, but it's already station 1. That's the one we want, the one that's already attached to it, okay? Now I go back to my corner. All right. Now, I think taking your time and really getting into the weeds in these tutorials is the way to go. Like, test everything, really understand what it is. It's like if you're reading a book, after you read a page, go back and look at that page. Are there any new names in that page? Are there any new concepts on that page? Make sure you remember them for later on in the book because it's going to come up. Yes, that's not the most fun way to read, but that's a great way to retain information. Okay, and that's just what I'm trying to do right here. If I can make this fun, I swear I would. You know, I mean, the stream helps. Make it fun, make it cute. All right, so station 1, each custom UI object is defined entirely in the script. Okay, open the station 1 custom UI font script in the desktop editor. As we did right here. Custom UI fonts script, all this. And really, it's not a lot of code. It's just because that green doesn't even count. Okay, so we got the script open. The script attached to the custom UI imports the API components required for text-based custom UI development. Okay, so that's this. Remember, we talked a lot about importing. And that is, they are API components. Cool. So I think I was right on that one. All right. Imports the API components required for text-based custom UI development. So there's all these different API components, and these are the 3 we're calling for this, or importing. They are imported from the UI model, horizon/UI. The custom UI panel object Oh, called view encode. Great. I guess this is why you read tutorials. All right. The custom UI panel called a view encode. So that's what a view is. The panel object. So when they're saying like the view, it kind of matches the word, like what your view of it is. But anyway, the custom UI panel object is the view. When it says view, like here, it imports view, or it returns view. Defining view. All right. The abstract class. Okay, start over. The custom UI panel object called a view encode is defined as a class, a template, that extends the abstract class UI component. The abstract class provides the framework for the specific class, which can be referenced. Let's see. The abstract class provides the framework for the specific class, which can be referenced and used separately after you define it in your code. Okay. So the abstract class provides framework. Yeah, we already knew that. Framework, template, yeah. For the specific class. Oh, is that the template? Which can be referenced and used separately after you define it in your code. The elements of the panel are specified in the initialize UI method, which returns a view object definition. The elements of the panel are specified in the initialize UI component. So where does it say initialize UI? Right here. That's basically the whole thing. It's of the class, basically. Initialize, it has the view in it. The view has all that text. Some stuff for code. Okay, this is coming together a little bit. Like I feel it making connections in my brain. All right. The abstract class provides, okay. A view object is defined as a set of child objects, which can be, doesn't have to be, I guess. It can be. Hopefully they're using that verbiage for a reason. Okay, a view object is defined as a set of child objects, which can be text objects, view objects, image objects. Hold on, view objects. So that means the panels, the UI panel object, the text objects, which is just words, the image objects, which are images. Okay. And then the panel itself, which is the view objects. And view there is a noun. It's a thing. It's not like, oh, let's view the object. All right. References to custom functions which return any of the above types of objects. References. Okay. Okay, references to the custom functions that return. See? This returns it. All right. The declared class is registered with the UI component abstract class. I think after I finish station 1, I'm going to stop this tutorial. I'm getting a little brain stuck here. I don't mind studying for long periods, but not over the exact same subject, because at that point your brain just needs to soak it in a little bit. Needs to sit on it, because there's a reason I'm not able to move forward very quickly right now. Okay. My knowledge of the human learning abilities is a definite advantage in developing my Typescript skills. Key learnings: meta horizon worlds learning, structure of a basic script, structure. Okay. The structure in the above script is commonly used in meta horizon world scripts. Okay, the structure up here. Meta horizon worlds learning. Key learnings. The structure of a basic script. Okay, so we get the structure of a basic script. Import, I guess, a class that does things, and then a register. I still couldn't tell you what the basic structure is. Okay. The structure of text-only custom UI definition. Okay, I mean, I do get I guess I do get the structure of a text-only custom UI definition. I mean, we talked about that in the beginning. I know how to change this. I know how to make this the way I want it. Like, I could just erase all this and then change this, right here. And this is what it say. Let's say I was making this for a game. These are the rules of the game. read all of them and be very cool. Or you could just already be cool. Regardless, read the rules. Okay. Saving that. Saving that little fella right there. Okay, and let's see what it looks like. There it is, you know. So I know how to make a sign that if you walk up to, okay, and the way I did this is I went into the tutorials of my worlds and, you know, made a copy of a world called tutorial UI, custom UI examples. Here, let me show you. Let me show you something. All right. I'm going to go back to creations, my creations, you know. Yeah, everything's saved. It's good. All right. All right. So when you're here, you know, here's all my worlds, right? And I can go on all these worlds. But if you click tutorials, there's these worlds. And if you click on one, it'll do two things. Like if I click on this, which I'm not going to because I've done it so many times, I've had to erase several. But if I go over here, I click Intro to Desktop Editor and TypeScript, it will open up a world, a model world, and then it will also give me a link in my web browser to the tutorial. That's what I did for custom UI examples. I clicked custom UI as examples. It made a world under my name, and then it also opened up some tutorials. But regardless, you can find them anyway. Okay. All right, so let's get back to that custom UI. I put a little different picture on it just so I can remember because I made so many of the same. It looks so generic. So I just put that cool picture on. I was like, this will be Teacher Danny's workshop for custom UI. Man, I'm telling you, once I get those buttons, you know, I can use AI because I only, you know, a lot of my stuff is simple. It's just like moving something or making a choice and I think that buttons could really simplify it. I'll still need to know more TypeScript, but that's a good start. Okay. So we're looking at station 1. Let's finish it up. Okay. Basics of TypeScript coding. You can extend the basic structure of the script by exploring additional options, fonts, and their styles, as well as style options for the view object. Use the steps below to explore these various options. This script represents a list of fonts that are available. Okay. All right, yeah, this is just telling us about the fonts, how to change the style of things like that. Okay, which we kind of figured out on our own, right? We just typed in fuchsia, and it worked. Okay, if black worked and green worked and fuchsia worked, there's probably a lot of colors that'll work. And I'm sure there's ways to do hex codes or percentages or RGBAs, you know. But it's nice that we could just use a text word to define a color. Okay, single line comment. Remember I showed you in the code all these green lines that I told you don't really count? That's because they have these symbols surrounding it. So / asterisk and then asterisk / anything in between there is just going to count as what they're called comments. Comments don't affect the code. But if you just want it all to be on one line, if you're just doing one line, you could just do / / Okay. All right. Commenting is super important to add to your code. In the future, other teammates may need to review and use your code. Even if you're the only person writing your code, you may not know how it works when you return to it in the future. Key things to include: intention of the code, any gotchas, any remaining to-dos. Here, I'm gonna add some code. I'm gonna add some notes. Okay. You at one time you didn't know how to do this, but now you do. So you will be able, also learn things you don't know now. You're awesome. You know, like, I gotta be honest. I don't do a lot of like motivational stuff. I don't need it. Not that I don't need it. I have it. I have a lot of things to motivate me. I'm a very blessed person. I have a lot of privilege and a lot of luck and a lot of good family members and friends. And just in a really good situation. So I guess I already have my motivation. So I don't really go with the memes. It's like, reach for the stars and at least you'll get to the moon, or if you're halfway or something, which technically is like, it's like 0.0001% of the way to a star is like the moon. Like even less than that. All right. Do not do the math. Thank you very much. I'm Teacher Danny. To make a positive contribution to the metaverse, like and subscribe, align, read, whatever the things are that you do to connect to whatever social media you're finding this on. It must be YouTube. Thanks, and I'll put up some stuff as soon as I can.